friend that the black and strong had followed, divided, deceived, overcome. Black oceans separate us. Tortured cries, songs of black greatness still echo in my canoe. Hear the reverberation of the stolen black nation, forever lost to foreign shores where thieves do not atone and Mother Africa cannot be consoled.
Alien by Jonathan Rice. Paris, France, 2015. Here I stand before the Eiffel Tower. I, black man, watching strangers walking by. Pale Parisian woman clutches purse to her side. Gray-haired French couple crosses to the other side. Nowhere to hide besides a green grass, cool winds, a cracked mirror glass. Staring back is a blurred being or just another nigger at Paris. I'm black face combined with male symmetry, dark skin designed by history, plagued with bigotry, literally 400 years set, mind programmed and aligned by an unjust system behind built factories producing our prime players, preachers, bangers, dealers, instigators, entertainers, all are my culture's leaders. Box stand! No one wants me to break out this box. Stop back! No one wants the stereotypes to stop. I am a human being, breathing. But to everyone, everywhere not seen, I am. You see just another toe bead, another thug with some switches like Mike Brown. I'm just another suspicious teen with some Skittles like Trayvon Martin. I'm just another deviant getting off a bark like Oscar Grant. I'm just another criminal selling cigarettes like Eric Gardner. I'm just another poor boy without supervision like Tamir Rice. I'm just another brother. I'm just another son. I'm just another cousin of a woman who failed to signal like Sandra Bland. No, you see, I am the unknown, the universe, the first descendant, the original man, the mysterious force before it all began. Who am I? Yes, I'm just another alien on Earth, and African American either viewed or revered, a butterfly butter for the mass market, the beggar pleading for his 40 acres and mules. I am Ralph Ellison's invisible man, crying to be touched, crying to be seen, crying to be smelt, heard, tasted. I am the last calm face to foreign justice.
And what will go down in the history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 5 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous occasion is a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been hard in the flames of withering injustice. It came at a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their capacity.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. And so we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. Oh, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
The death of Kobe and his daughter Gianna is too upsetting. Kobe was a legend, a person who cared, a person who respected his team on the court and off the court. The respect he gave was loyal to everyone. Thank you, Kobe. There was a saying he would say. It goes like this: the most important thing is you must put everybody on notice that you're here and you're for real. I'm not a player that is just going to come and go. I'm not a player that is going to make an all-star team on time, 2 times. I'm here to be an all-time great. Once I made that commitment and said I want to be one of the greatest ever, then the game became everything to me. Kobe.